Hi, I'm Daz, and the idea of these little videos is to show you how to use the kit that we have. The aim being is that you know before you come on set some idea of how to use the stuff. We wouldn't expect anyone just to turn up on set and start using it, but it just gives you an idea of familiarity with the kit. It's warts and all. It's not meant to be one of these super guides in terms of high production value. It's just to show you how to use the stuff and then crack on and go from there, and that's it. Right, okay, what we're going to do now is looking at how we set up the EX1. This is our other camera. We use both the DSLR and this one. And this is our sort of main camera, although it doesn't get quite all the same sort of film shots, but it's a very excellent camera. So we will be using it a lot, and it'll also be gathering all the sound for the film. So, good piece of kit. So first things first, where are you going to find it? Right, well this is where EX1 will live during the production. It's just a toolbox. Take the lid off. On the first tray you've got all batteries, charger and plugs, and then inside itself you've got the camera. You'll notice it has a cover on. This is just a shower cap, but it's a really good way of keeping all the dust off, and that stays on until we're just about to start shooting. So just take it out and then we'll start putting that on the tripod. But of course, we put everything back, so that goes back on top, and that goes on top there as well. Yeah. Okay, so this is the main tripod that we use for the EX1. It's a Manfrotto. It's nothing to do really, it's just the one they used at university, and I quite liked it, so I got one. The EX1 itself, we put on here, this is the tripod piece here. This is what actually fixes onto the tripod head. It will slide on like that. And that always stays on there, and you can see it's just screwed into place. Always check that's on there, because if it's not, it won't go onto the tripod. So very important. Tripod itself, it's relatively straightforward. Once you know, tripod when you first find it, it should be loose. So that should be boink like that, so you can position it as you want. This should be loose here as well, so that it's all full and free movement. Everything should be relatively loose. That's what you like. Loose is good. Loose is good. And then you can start tightening up as you go. So, what do you need to know about on this tripod? Right, well you need to know about this button here. That's the red button, because that's like a safety catch which hooks on to the tripod mount. And then on this side, there's a little lever here which just keeps it fastened securely in place once it's in. So those are the two things you need to think about. But other than that, it's pretty much just sort of slide it on. So here's your tripod bit there. You push the button in, and you just slide it in, like so. Like that. It's fairly sturdy. It takes a bit of it. I'll do it again for you, so take it off. So you come in. I tend to put the tripod in the right hand, use the left hand, press the button in, slide it across, and then push it in with your thumb. And that's in, that's locked. You see it's all still quite wobbly, so you can actually, this is where the lock on the other side comes in handy, because this is where you can balance the camera. Now we're not going to get too technical about it, so we'll just put it in the middle, keep it simple, and keeping my hand on the camera all the time, never letting go, and then just turn that up to feel the resistance. And it's a 90-degree turn, that's it, maximum, and that's it, that's not going anywhere. Now I'm still not letting go of the camera. What I'm going to do now is start locking up. So we can feel the motion there, so we're just going to use this side here to lock that down. Just tighten that up there, that way, so clockwise, and that's good. Let go, and it starts to go. So just do that there. And now that's in position, that's safely secured. I can now work on the arm here, so we'll just turn that around. And then you can see here, just undo that. There's just teeth in there. You tight there, and then you just line it up to where you want it to go, and then you just lock it back up again. Like that. Into position. Again, the teeth do the work, it just falls into place, and there we are. And that's it. Okay, so now we're going to shoot. So obviously this needs to come off. So what do we do? Well, okay, it's not difficult. We just take that off. Never touch the lens itself, and this goes back into that box that I showed you before. It goes into the yellow bit where the batteries are, which reminds me, battery in. So, how to do that? Let's bring it around here. Okay, so batteries, very simple basically. Here's the battery here, make sure it's charged up, just press the button. That's got two charges, that's okay for now. Ideally you want it to be full, that's another issue about charging up batteries. But the way it goes in is the way you read it. So it says Sony there, and then you pop it in, and then across like that. And then to release, there's a sign here that says battery release, just there. So holding the battery, press that, then across and out. So in, across, done. Hold the battery, press the button, out it comes. There we are. So the last thing we need to do now is to put on the visor. I'm sure it has a proper name, but I don't know what it is. So what's this good for? Well, its main reason for this is to stop stray light, normally sunlight, but on set it's very good for protecting the lens, because putting that thing on every 5 minutes, the shower cap is not good. So how do you do this? Well, here we go. So basically on the front here you've got two sort of little nobules, and they're just screws, and you've got two little grooves, one here and one there, oops, there you go, one there, and then basically the two nobles just go in and then you tighten them up. So basically they just go up in there. If it won't go in, sometimes it's because the last person didn't loosen it properly and they won't go in. So all you do is just loosen them up, nice and loose, loose, we love loose, and then they just go in like that, and then tighten up one, just to feel resistance, and then the other one to feel resistance. That's all it needs to be, and that's super tight, that's it, and then that can go up like that for filming. One of the easiest ways of breaking a camera is with headphones. And the reason being is that people plug a headphone into the headphone socket, and that's all. It sounds simple, like this one is on this side. I'll show you momentarily. Plug it in like that. You can see it just there. And then this lead gets caught, and it gets pulled, and then it breaks off inside the camera and ruins the headphone socket. Or, worse still, arguably, is it doesn't break and it pulls the camera down. Deal with the first issue of how we attach headphones to the camera. Okay, so basically, the way we do it is, just put that in a minute, is we create a break. So we pass it through there, just do a simple knot like that, and then we plug it in like that. So now, if that gets pulled, we've still got the problem of the camera falling, but we don't have the problem of the break. Okay, so just pass it through there like that, and then we just tie it through like that. So that's now attached here, and then under there, which is where the socket is, pop that in, and there we go. So now the tension is here and not on here, and that's really important. So yeah, and the next thing then is just keep the headphones tidy, keep them with the kit, and then watch for the loose wires. Just let the wires hang over the top like that sort of thing when you're not using it, to keep the wires all clear. But the really important bit is that bit there. And the other thing is also, ideally between shots, is just to unplug it and leave it loose. And that way, if it gets knocked, it's not going to get damaged either. Because again, if you pop that inside there, and then someone bangs it, hits it, or something like that, that's going to damage it as well. So ideally, just leave it unplugged. So the do's and don'ts then for the EX1, same with the other one, don't leave it unattended. You can always take it off the plate if you need to. It's very simple. You just unlock, point there, hold the handle, and away it goes. You don't need to leave it on there. So never leave it unattended. That's the first one. Tighten it up. Keep the matte box cover on all the time until you're shooting, and then raise it for the shoot itself. And the other one is the headphones, which is make sure that when you put the headphones on, most importantly, that there's a lock on the handle so that it's all the tension is coming here and not being pulled directly from the socket. And between, so now we're good to shoot, good to go. When we finish the shot, down, unplug, headphones on, wires out of the way.